All right, last time Harry Mason just killed Lisa. I don't think we get sexy points by staring at her while she's sleeping. I don't think we do. It seems like a creepy thing to do, but he's not saying anything, so I don't think we're benefiting from that. All right, let's head on out. Get it. Go. I don't know if there's anything sexy we can do around here. If we call the mall, do we get the same spiel? I wonder if it's changed at all about the experience. Why not give it a try? It says it's getting blown out. 6255.
Welcome to Toluca Mall, home to the experience. Step off the streets and into a carefree shopping, dining, and entertainment experience. Leave your worries behind and bask in the relaxed ambiance that is our specialty. Toluca Mall, your sanctuary from the stresses and strains of everyday life.
Well, that was a different one. It didn't tell me about getting dripping wet and looking for dudes in tight jeans. That was a much more ordinary sales pitch about the experience. Still waiting for John. Alright, we're gonna get the message from Lisa.
Lisa?
Oh, God, Harry. What have you... I feel very wrong. Harry, you've got to come back.
Keep talking, Lisa. What's wrong?
Oh, God.
Lisa?
Oh, Harry.
I'm coming back.
You know, so in this dialogue, it's like Lisa knows you gave her the wrong pill. Harry, that was the green one! I asked for blue! But we can't rush we can't just rush there yet because we got a picture to take. I see ya. Eight down, you're doing well. My wife doesn't believe me. I can't believe his wife does not believe about the UFOs. How dare she? But yeah, that is 8 down, and there are 13 in total. Her name's not visible on the mailbox in this one. I guess it's not an important detail. Alright, how you doing, Lisa?
Lisa? Oh, God.
Don't move.
No. This isn't what...
I said don't move. Stand up and step away from the girl.
This isn't what it looks like.
Stop talking. What have you done?
She was in an accident. I didn't do this.
Accident? Shut the hell up. You've been feeding me bullshit all night. You bastard.
I didn't...
Shut up! I know you're not Harry Mason.
So, I'm not really sure what the deal is in this scene where we see overturned pill bottles with a lot of green pills everywhere and she has a couple more in her hand. It kind of implies that she started, like, chowing down on the green pills. She's already dead when we get here. Unlike if we gave her the right pill, then she dies as we get here. But yeah, I don't know what's supposed to be going on here. Does she feel, oh no, that pill made me feel bad? The only cure for this is to take a lot more of them? I'm not sure if that's what was happening there. Also, considering that we have mean Cybil, I feel Cybil should have been a lot more mean in that scene, considering Harry is standing over a dead body. Yeah, they are starting to look increasingly different. Not just the body type, but like in the face as well. Let's see, which one was it? Alright, made it to the roof. Here we are at the gumball puzzle. Got red. Don't want green. We want pink. Don't need red. Purple. No. Not white. Yellow. That looks different. Burn this shithole, burn you people. That is different than was on when we were playing the Wii version. It's a different one. As we go in the family pet, we want to make sure that we look around. Yeah, here it is. In the fish tank. You got 9. Almost there. I think she's one of them. Yeah, it thought it could hide. It could not. Right, the experience. Gonna be hiring people to be fake shoppers. You're gonna be tested on how much fun they're having at the experience. Don't fail the test. And
Hard body.
that's right. Harry loves a hard body. Let's see. I don't think there's anything here we have to do. Oh, maybe we could... I don't know if we need to do this. No, I don't think he's acknowledging it. Hello? Michelle? That's alright.
Harry? It's Michelle. I was just calling to make sure you were okay. John showed up in the end. Hope you got home and everything's okay. Well, bye.
So I think it would give us friendly points if we picked up. And we don't want any of that. I think it was 20... 50? Yeah, there we go. Now, what movie did we get? Because the movie changes based on our points. And it is... Oh, it's Still Together Forever. That's the same one as before. Wow. I'm disappointed we did not get a different movie. The one I was hoping we would get is The Dancer, which is the sexy movie, because when you call up the Cinephone to hear about what's playing, there's a line that's mentioned in like the audio movie trailer, which is something like, dancing is like having sex. And then one person says, well, you've never had sex with me. And the other person says, well, you've never danced with me. And like, I was hoping we would hear that. And there's also different posters for the different movies. Yeah, so something like that kind of confuses me about playing the game pretty different in terms of the choices we're making on the questionnaires and acting towards people and like staring at boobs. And sometimes it just doesn't seem like enough is changing. I don't know. Yeah. Miss you, Harry. Miss your touch, your kiss, your smell. XXX Dahlia. You see, Dahlia is on board. She knows we're trying to do the sexy route. Alright, the green lion can also look different based on points. What does this look like? Alright, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's a topless mannequin with a luchador mask. How did it know? Like, maybe the game really is playing me. Also, there can be different stuff in here, like this. This was a peacock first time round. But also, is Dahlia in on it as well? Maybe she is. You made it to 10. How long have they been here? I've locked her in the cellar. That's right. She's obviously part of the alien conspiracy. Can't trust your wife. All right, welcome home to the Mason residence.
Cheryl? Where have you been? It's been hours. You get my pills? Cheryl! Hello? You hear from my daughter? Harry?
How do you know me? Where's Cheryl?
Still at the lighthouse, maybe.
Lighthouse?
What are you doing here, Harry?
looking for Cheryl. Isn't this my house? Who are you?
You look really good.
Who are you?
We're soulmates, you and I. For richer, for poorer. In sickness and in health.
You're my wife?
Alright, so here's sexy older Dahlia. Which, like I said, I'm still a bit puzzled as to why Dahlia does not resemble the real-life mother. Not really sure why that is. Alright, let's head into nowhere. So this whole bit, I think, is pretty neat. The environment starts getting weirder with these infinitely tall buildings and bottomless pits. The infinite hallways can be frustrating if you don't know how to do it. And I think, like, this whole structure, this scenery here is pretty cool. We can look at we can see our arms and our shoulders as our legs as we fall down. Oh, there's Cheryl. But she's out of reach. Then we gotta follow our ears. Pardon? I wonder if I went in the wrong one there. Yeah, I think I did. Alright, so the first time I did this, I got through it really fast, but I think I took a wrong turn, so hey, we get to do it the slow way. Which is to say that we go through these few rooms a few times until we finally come across the right door. Oh, there we go. No way of knowing really how long that was going to take. by the way, word has it that someone loves her daddy. So you say your father went through some strange, impossible maze based on your childhood home and had to jump into an abyss? I don't think I'm really following. Then we have this bit here. Gotta follow the translucent walls and make it to Dahlia. Man, you see the bust on that one? I mean, the raw shocks are absolutely becoming bodacious. Just occurs to me. I haven't saved in a while. Might as well do it here. That's a girl who loves her daddy. If I've ever seen one.
Cheryl, this is your room. But you're not in it.
You just shattered that memory.
You know, I think we're getting somewhere. We're all tied up in this marriage thing. Marriage worked a lot better when we didn't live so long. We have phrases like the honeymoon is over to remind us how quickly marriages sour.
I'm glad we get to revisit the doctor's opinions on marriage.
Divorce does that to you. Come on. You think marriage can really last?
All right, let's try reversing it. No, I don't.
Should a couple stay together for the kids?
Yes, they should.
Think it's a bad idea to marry young?
No, it's not.
You think sex becomes stale after marriage?
What do you think is the hornier answer? I'll say yes. You gotta keep doing it with new flesh.
Marriage. You're going to ace my...
Doing it with the same flesh too often, it gets old.
On the table are 6 pictures. All you have to do is sort them into 3 married couples.
So I don't know if this affects anything.
All finished.
I don't think his responses change based on what you do.
Those couples are still together. I'm joking. You know I'm just trying to provoke you, right?
The mark of any good
Let's
therapist.
keep going. We're really making progress here.
So I guess the progress is Harry is going through Silent Hill. Like the reason that this game's happening is because
Harry,
at the beginning of the therapy session,
were you dreaming?
Harry represents
Are you okay?
Cheryl knowing the truth and it working its way through her brain.
Right? I saw the photos of you in the corridor.
And all of the obstacles, like the Rorschachs, represent
Cheryl isn't here.
Cheryl not wanting to accept the truth.
The woman said Cheryl was at the lighthouse.
The lighthouse closed down years ago.
Now I need to go there.
John and I can drive you there. We'll take the lake road.
Thank you.
Let's see how the John conversation goes this time, because I answered the marriage questions very differently. So this should be different.
So you're Harry. John. Well, don't mind me. I'm sure you two have lots of catching up to do.
John, don't be silly.
So, you were at Midwich too, John?
A few years back, yeah. Prom king, prom queen.
John got to be king because his family owns half the town. I was queen because I looked great in the dress.
You still fit into that dress?
I fit this one pretty well. Right, Harry?
What? You bring along this guy to what, taunt me?
Hey, sorry if...
You think this is about you? Harry's here because he needs help. I'm not the one who missed the reunion.
I actually had it in my head we might try and make this work. God, you are so different now.
We are so different. Stop the car.
What?
Stop the car. Stop the damn car.
Jesus! You could have killed us.
Sorry, Harry.
Damn it! Bitch! She wants me to go after her.
Well, guess he's gonna have to go. All right, so yeah, the conversation goes differently based on how we answer the marriage questions. In this case, Michelle is the one to leave the car. And then John goes after her. And it's, of course, you still go into the sewers. Can't avoid that. I'm kind of surprised that there isn't a nightmare segment in the sewers. Sorry about last night. I was too forward. I know. What? Dahlia forward? What are you talking about? Like, considering there's water down here, I could imagine the nightmare segment happens and everything freezes and then you can't leave or something like that. Yellow?
Cheryl?
Daddy, you shouldn't come.
No, sweetie,
It's not safe. Please don't come.
That's the same message we got the first time. You can get variations of that, but we got the same one. I'm not sure what that means. But what I do know is that before we leave the sewers, we should go down here. That's 11. She wants food, but we know they don't eat like us. The lies. That's right. Don't listen to her, please. She's just trying to trick you. So that's 11. There are 2 more to go. I don't think there's any means of getting sexy points out here. So let's just head in here. There's Annie's bar, and yeah, nothing else for us around here. Let's go talk to Michelle.
Hey.
It's over.
Awooga. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
I think he's loved me for a long time.
Awoo!
In love with an idea of this person. But that wasn't John. What a waste. You know, I should have realized when he said he wanted to be a lawyer. You're still headed for the lighthouse?
Yeah.
You'll need a boat to cross the lake. They often moor at the jetty behind the amusement park. Head through the alley out back, you'll see it. I used to go there with John. I doubt it's as exciting as I remember it. Are you sure you want to go, Harry?
That's all I got.
Something feels wrong.
She's there. I know it this time. I'll get my answers.
You might not like them.
Michelle, we're friends now, right? Like, if I asked you if I could just spend a lot of time staring at your boobs to get my points up, that's not weird, right? Like, I think we know each other well enough that I could ask you that favor. It's just for the points.
We're getting deep in it now. I can almost taste it.
The sex thing.
All this talking, and we still haven't touched on the sex thing. That's what you're thinking. Aren't all psychiatrists supposed to be obsessed with sex? It's not us. It's you. You're obsessed with sex. Even when we're not talking about it, you're thinking about it. Come on, let's have some fun. See the pictures on the table? I want you to divide them up. The ones you think are a sexual symbol go on the left. The ones that aren't, the right.
All right, well, you know what we're doing. Doc, I want to hump everything on this table. Just go to town on all this.
Done?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Of course, the constant partner of sex, the other side of the same coin, is death.
That one's a gun.
Sex is death. It's a leap into the void, the great loss of self, the tiger in space, a plea for annihilation. To deny sex is to deny death itself. You know, people who are getting enough don't need analysis. You clearly are not getting enough. Let's see this through to the end.
I can tell you're not getting enough because you keep describing to me about how your dad keeps staring at boobs. I didn't even ask about that. You keep saying it. Alright, so now it's off to the amusement park. Oh, that's a different sign. Hot Rod Racer. Look at that lady on that car. That's probably like a sexual thing. Into the tunnel of Lurv we go. Is there something? Oh, that's just a light down there. Alright, so Ghost is over here. Do we have to listen to the message first? Oh, no, there she is. Actually, is this any different?
Feels like a long time ago. Our first date.
You were a horny young man.
Like you weren't.
I was young. Some energy.
Let's be young again.
Here?
Please remain inside your carriage. This ride has been temporarily halted due to a guest in the tunnel.
Lights out. You'll have to use your hands to find your way.
Shame. I prefer to see what I'm getting into.
Yeah, that's different. Man, I remember back in those high school days, we were both horny young men. You've changed a lot since then.
What the hell did you think you were doing?
I wanted to watch you being happy.
Do we look happy?
Let's go. I don't know why you're mad at her.
Well, it sounds like Dad got mad in this version because he was about to get his dick wet. Not pleased that it's not happening. Alright. Oh, so let's see. Boat's over there, but there's this other dock that previously had no purpose. But there's something at the end of it now. Oh, yes. "12 done. My alien wife is playing dead. I know her game." That's right, stay strong. It's all an act. She's just waiting for you to come down. Don't give in. Alright, time for our boat date with Dahlia. I don't know if this scene can be any different. It's already pretty horny as it is.
Harry Mason, about time.
You were expecting me?
I'm lonely and horny. Isn't that when you always turn up?
What is this place?
It's a boat.
It's like a car, but goes on water. We float this baby out into the middle of the lake, and we can do whatever we like. No one to tell us what to do.
I need to get to the lighthouse.
Well, it can do that too. For a price.
My daughter is there. I need to be there.
Harry, always with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I remember when you were a fun-loving guy.
We're talking about my daughter, damn it!
Okay. We'll be at the lighthouse in about 20 minutes. It's a slow boat.
You know what's happening to me.
I know a lot of things.
You don't know the half of it. I've seen you die. I've seen a woman with the same name twice your age. She said she was my wife. Every step I take, Cheryl gets further away.
But now she's at the lighthouse. Nowhere else to go.
Who are you, Dahlia?
I already told you. I'm the lay of your life. Your salvation and your curse.
All right, the dialogue was a little different at the start, but then the rest of the scene has been the same. It would be funny if the sex didn't actually happen with horny Dahlia. When this boat's a rockin', don't can't really think of anything in this context that rhymes with rockin'. When this boat's a rocket, it means that we're fucking? I mean, that's a little crass. A little low class, I think. Can't believe Dahlia would have that on her boat. Yeah, and regardless of our points, we will always be wearing the Hawaiian shirt at the end. Just like in that video recording of that day at the amusement park, where someone loved her daddy. It's an appropriate set of clothes to meet the final truth with. Hello?
Harry, come back.
Sorry. It's too late now.
I love you, Harry.
I'm sorry.
That one was different. Sorry, Dahlia. Your love can't stop me from finding out the truth. And I think that always stays the same. I mean, it would make sense, regardless of how horny imaginary Harry is. That doesn't change that that Cheryl was arrested for killing a dude. Here they come. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that rack. So, we don't actually need to fight them off. I mean, no matter how hard we fight, they're gonna get us eventually. Might as well embrace it. I like how they're starting to get high heels as well. So we don't actually have to swim. Much like we didn't have to escape the car when we were drowning. I believe that this does give us fake points, because things like that represent Harry not reaching the truth or Cheryl not wanting to accept the truth. So, I mean, we can just drown. We can just do that. We can just give up. Still, I mean, if we wanted to swim, all we would have to do is press buttons in this version, as opposed to make the swimming motions with the Wiimote and nunchuck. Blub, blub, blub. Harry gives up.
You're not stopping me.
I'm not here to stop you. I didn't have to fish you out of the water, did I?
Stop talking! You can't talk me out of this!
I'm not here to stop you. I pulled your file at the station. I told you that, right? If you're telling the truth, this doesn't make sense. But I think you are telling the truth. I believe you think you're Harry Mason. Hell, I believe you are Harry Mason. But Harry Mason was killed in a car crash 18 years ago. You want answers? I guess they're waiting in there.
That's the lighthouse.
Nothing's quite what you expect, is it? First thing tomorrow, I'm gonna hand in my badge. I don't think I'm cut out for police work. Not in this town.
You know, something I've been wanting to mention since I met you? I've been having this strange urge to unbutton my shirt. It's weird. I haven't, but I don't know but it's weird. Alright, well, the lighthouse is in front of us. Except, maybe we might want to look around a little bit here. Yeah, because in the water is the final UFO. What we're gonna do now, though, is we're gonna save a game. Because since the UFO is right here, what that means is we can save the game, go into the therapy room and get whatever ending we were gonna get, and then we can load this, and then get the UFO ending. It's convenient that they do it like that. Alright, what ending did we get? It's going to be the same until we see Cheryl.
This is going nowhere. I'm spelling it out, but you're not listening. Your troubled school days? How you're conflicted about marriage? Your denial of death? The unfounded guilt? Abnormal sexuality? 18 years of denial. A whole universe of fantasy in that thick skull of yours. A skull teeming with agents of repression. Blind children clutching photos in the dark. Pale freaks goggle-eyed from watching home movies on loop. The term is complicated grief. But it's simple, isn't it? A young girl. Her parents don't get along. She blames herself, as all children do. Then Daddy dies. What's a girl to do? Deny that Daddy died. deny who Daddy was? What 7-year-old actually knows who their parents are anyway? So she obsesses and obsesses over this fantasy dad propping up her make-believe with scraps of a happy life that never was, scraps of a father who never existed. Wake up!
He has a lot of backup glasses that he keeps in
armor.
He keeps in those drawers. He does this with all of his clients. He always throws the glass at the wall.
Walking around in your head isn't even a ghost. He never existed. A Frankenstein's monster, a child's fantasy. But you're alive. Your mother is alive. She's not the monster you make her out to be. You need to live your life. Cheryl.
Why did you have to die? It wasn't my fault. Someone has to take the blame.
Forget me. Action. Come on then, girls. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Michelle, and I'm Midwich High's prom queen.
And our next star?
I'm Lisa. I'm a nurse.
And I'm Harry Mason, famous author and seducer of prom queens and nurses.
Can we be in your next book?
Sure.
Can you dedicate it to us?
Nope. Dedications are always to my wife and daughter. It's only fair.
Whoa! All right, we did it. The version of the therapy we got was the one where Cheryl accepts that Harry is dead but is angry at him for dying. Okay, and here's our profile. Oh, we're also getting a new song.
Can't hear you call. You have earned your choice. If you're here, can you prove you're really here? There is a moment in time when all the cards that you played divide. You feel the temper should die, and all your demons inside come crashing through. In your mind's eye lives a memory hard to find, blinded by sorrow just a memory once again. Hell frozen rain falls down. Of all these pieces of broken dreams, there's one that scares and confuses me. If all these things that you say are true, you should be someone I always knew. In your mind's eye lies a memory hard to find, blinded by pain. And your father sings a melody, hear him sing. Hell frozen rain, our safe arms feeling dangerous, missing truth, frozen in lies. Are your loved ones just a memory, burning pain? Hell frozen rain falls Life is cold here, empty, hallowed ground in my head. Blood-colored rain falls down.
All right, that's our ending. I was about to say, so the version of the endings we got, there are two. There's the therapy part, in which we got the one where Cheryl was accepting that Harry was dead, but was angry about it, blaming him, saying, why'd you have to... Oh, no memories! 0 memories! There's nothing to recall. Box them up! Age 7, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to remember anything of you. So yes, she was angry about that, but accepted. She accepted it, which is the important part. We are not going to save our game. Then on the VHS part, we see that Harry taped over their trip to the amusement park, with his three-way with Michelle and Lisa. I did, something that I was wondering about was the things that Harry's doing. Is it just completely imaginary? Is he actually going through the town? Are people interacting with a person who doesn't exist? And I figure it probably is all imaginary because Michelle and Lisa were in the tape, which means, the tape is real. Those were the real people. So I figure those characters were other figments of Cheryl's imagination because she saw the tape and so imagines them. So we know that Harry is imaginary. We know that Michelle and Lisa are imaginary at the least. Is anything else actually real? Are any parts of the town? Are any characters? I don't know. But I feel like it's kind of probably all just not actually happening. Cybil, maybe? Maybe Cybil is interacting with this weird man who isn't real? I guess that could be possible. It's left up to interpretation, I suppose, as to what it is you want to believe here. But let's see. That's the sexual ending. Now, there's 3 versions of the therapy and 4 versions of the VHS tape. I did spend some time playing the game a number of times to see if I could record any. Why don't we take a look at some other endings? So this one, let's see, this one here. Okay, we already saw the first part of this. Well, I mean, this looks a bit better because it's on the Wii.
Why did you have to die? It wasn't my fault. Someone has to take the blame.
Forget me.
The freezing effect does look better on that. But on this playthrough, I got a different VHS ending.
What the hell are you filming me for? Am I supposed to dance for you? Be a good girl for Daddy. Go get him another drink, will you? Now, give me a damn beer! No wonder I drink with a family like this.
Yeah, that's the alcoholic ending. Harry had a drinking problem. So do you assume that these are different things, like different timelines based on the ending you get, or are all the VHS endings, are they all like from the same life? Was it the case that Harry had a drinking problem and also was a philanderer and also was a nice dad who divorced the mom? Are all of these things happening? I don't know. I guess, again, it's all up to interpretation. This next one, all right, this is the 3rd therapy variation. This one, I believe, is when you get a lot of fake points, and Cheryl does not want to acknowledge that Harry is dead.
The dad walking around in your head isn't even a ghost. He never existed. A Frankenstein's monster, a child's fantasy. But you're alive. Your mother is alive. She's not the monster you make her out to be. You need to live your life. Cheryl.
Dad. You are a hero. The man who died, that wasn't my father. That isn't who I remember. Those memories are all I have. You're all I have.
I'm not even a ghost.
I do like the line, "I'm not even a ghost." What am I, Cheryl? I don't even know what I'm supposed to be. So those are the 3 therapy variations. So let's see, we have, for VHS, we have seen divorce, we have seen 3-way, we have seen alcohol. Okay. There's one more VHS. This ending, I was never able to get. I played this game a bunch of times. I have deliberately tried to get this ending. For some reason, it never came up. So I had to just download this from YouTube, from the channel Silent Hill Memories, which does have a lot of, as you might think from the name, a lot of Silent Hill videos. So that's where I got this one. This last ending, I believe you get for a lot of unfriendly points, I believe. But again, never was able to get this one myself. So thank you, Silent Hill Memories. Oh, that's... let me just... That's not... Let me pause that. That's not resized correctly. There we go. Now it is.
Sweetie.
You piece of shit! When are you gonna bring in some real money? You think your crap is Shakespeare? Your piece of shit novels? No one even reads them! Be a man! Come on, fight back! Pathetic. To think I used to hang off your every word. Ridiculous waste of space!
Right, and that's our last of the VHS endings. Domestic violence. Well, Cheryl does seem to perceive her mom as being a bad guy. And, you know, if this is what happened, it's pretty easy to see why that was the case. As the marriage went on, no longer did they... It wasn't the case that they just fell out of love with each other, but she lost all respect for him, did not... and just started beating on him out of frustration for financial troubles, possibly feeling that he's not the man, the partner that she thought he was. It's not a great scene. And you know, Cheryl recording it, that would make an impact on the child's psyche. So don't know if these are all supposed to be separate. Or if they were supposed to be all the same home life. Was it the case that Harry was cheating? Was it the case that he was an alcoholic? Was it the case that Dahlia was physically abusing him, and then the two of them had a divorce? Is that the progression? I don't know, but could be, or they could all be separate. But of course, there is also one final ending we need to get. So let's load our game. Let's skip a cutscene. Oh, yeah, we can skip that. All right. Find that last UFO. But if this is all Cheryl's therapy session, what do the UFOs represent? That's the last one. You've proven yourself. Meet me at the Lighthouse Clinic. All right. Let's head inside and learn the truth about UFOs.
This is it? After all we've said, all we've discussed, you honestly believe that your father was abducted by aliens? It made more sense when you were talking about cults and demons.
This whole town, it's really a giant spaceship.
James?
Wrong day again?
See you tomorrow, James. One of my couples therapy patients. Haven't seen his wife in a while. Where were we?
My mother was a bitch.
Go on. I'm listening.
And there we are.
In your mind's eye.
Okay, we do get music for this. All right, the UFO ending. I think it's pretty good. I do like Cheryl saying that the whole town is a spaceship. We have a little cameo from James. The doctor saying, "See you tomorrow, James," which is unintentionally prescient considering at this time Silent Hill 2 Remake just came out. So yes, we will be seeing James very soon. That's our final, and obviously the true canonical ending of Silent Hill, Shattered Memories, when we get all the UFOs. I do like, even though it's a joke ending, I do like Kaufman pushing back on whatever it is Cheryl is telling him, saying, no, you can't change the story now about your dad being abducted by aliens. This makes no sense. Stop it. I don't think the profile changes at all based on us getting the UFOs. Well, that's Silent Hill Shattered Memories. That's 2 playthroughs. One was my normal playthrough, what I would have done my first time through. The second time, I was going for sexiness. Did not get quite as much sexiness as I was hoping for, but we did get the 3-way ending, so I cannot complain. Really, the only one who was against the whole sexy thing was Cybil, taking a hard line against it. But that's it. PSP version of the game. I prefer the controls, which I assume the PS2 version would control the same way. I do prefer the traditional controls over the motion controls. I do think they do some neat things with the motion control in the Wii version, but overall, it's just not really how I want to play a video game. I mean, they did what they could with the features, but I would rather just play it with the traditional controls. The graphics are certainly downgraded for the PSP, but I do think it's impressive about that they were able to compress this Wii game down onto the PSP the way they did. I mean, it is the same game. Aside from a bit of a graphics downgrade, the frame rate being worse, it's the exact same game. It's quite impressive. And final thoughts about Shattered Memories. As far as the gimmick about it changing things, I do think it's neat, but at the same time, it also doesn't go far enough, because the changes are very superficial. Like, for example, do you give Lisa the right or the wrong pill? Well, she's gonna die the same way. The cutscene's a little different, but the same thing happens. Is Cybil regular, mean, or sexy? Well, it changes some of her dialogue at the beginning, but really not much else. Not too much else of a difference. It doesn't matter if Dahlia is sexy or not. Again, changes some of the words she says, but it's the same scenes. So I can understand the idea of let's make a short game made for replayability because you want to see how things can change based on your choices, but I feel like it really doesn't go far enough if that's the idea. Like, considering the changes you saw and how they were really kind of cosmetic and didn't really matter too much, how many times would you really want to play through this game? I don't know. Like I said before, I do like that they tried for something different instead of going for a mediocre traditional Silent Hill game like Origins or making Silent Hill the movie the game with Homecoming. I do prefer that they went for something different. I also like that the town I think they did a pretty good job in how the town looked kind of like a regular town. I was never really a fan of how in Homecoming they went with the movie idea that Silent Hill was a town that burned down in the 50s. I kind of just prefer it to be like a regular town that people could live in, even though there's no one around now. In this case, the excuse given is the blizzard, but it looks like a place people could actively be living in.
Life is cold here, empty, hallowed ground in my head. Blood-colored rain falls down.
And there's some pretty good music tracks. I feel like a lot of the game doesn't... You're not really noticing the music too much, but there are some pretty good tracks in this one. So, like I said, when I finished the Wii one, my first playthrough of the game, I was pretty negative on the whole thing. On subsequent playthroughs, I lightened up on it. And I have a more positive impression of it now. But still, I feel like it just doesn't go far enough with the premise that they wanted to do. To really make it worthwhile to keep replaying the game over and over. And much like with Origins, there is a certain like undertone of sleaze, like I feel like darkness in that respect that the other games don't have, because this game likes to look at the sleazy underbelly of normal American life. It does like to do that. I don't know if Silent Hill is really the series for it. Like, I can see what it's doing. I don't know if this is really the series for that. Maybe it's perceived as being like a more realistic, grounded version of personal darkness. But, I don't know. I could see that the ending would have been very surprising, like when this came out and people first played it. Like, there's a certain impact to Harry walking into the therapist's room at the end and realizing that it's been Cheryl the whole time. Turning everything on its head, it's done fairly well. Overall, I guess I'm sort of hot and cold on it. I think it's okay. I think it does certain things well. I don't know if I would ever really actually want to play it again, because it's not really a fun game to play, is the thing. Now, you might say that Silent Hill games don't necessarily need to be fun, like maybe that's low on the list of things that it needs to be, but I think that if a game is meant for replayability, it's gonna need to be a bit more fun, I think. A lot of the things you can look at and discover don't seem to really mean much, like the phone numbers. Like, you can call a lot of phone numbers. A lot of them are just kind of dry text, like the weather report, or calling like the fishing authority. Some are a bit fun, like learning about the Toluca Mall experience, or the cat house, but I feel like a lot of it is just sort of dry information that's there as background flavor text, kind of, but again, doesn't really mean anything. I guess if there's one thing I would say is that I think they did a really good job integrating the phone into the game, because frequently, I forget if I said this before, frequently in horror, you consider a cell phone to be a detriment to it. They usually say that if you want to make a horror movie, you can't really have everyone have cell phones because you need to cut communication for things to be scarier. But I think like the way they did it in this game, where Harry has a phone and that's basically his only item. He has this one thing that he uses for everything. I think they did a good job with the phone and its interface and how you use it with the world. That is one thing I would say about it. Is there anything really else to say about Shattered Memories? Well, overall, over the years, I feel like when people talk about the Western-made Silent Hill games, this is usually the one people think the highest about, because Origins was sort of a mediocre traditional game. Homecoming was Homecoming. It was Homecoming. We have not gotten to Downpour yet. So, that's the next one in this playthrough of the 8 mainline Silent Hill games. Though, like I said before, it is kind of strange to think that there are more of them now. But the 8th and final one of the main games before Silent Hill went away for a while was indeed Downpour. How will we think of Shattered Memories in the context of after we play Downpour? We will see. But as far as what do I think about it now, I had an okay time playing through Shattered Memories this year, playing through it a bunch of times to prepare for the LP and to get this video recorded. It was frustrating when certain things didn't happen that I was trying to make happen. And you saw an example of that with Cybil not getting sexy. And like, why is she not getting sexy? Do I really need to play through this game again to get her to unbutton her shirt? Am I really spending my time this way? There are some frustrating elements like that. But overall, I enjoyed my time with Shattered Memories. I do think that the whole... since now I've been playing this game, I can't remember what things I've said and what things I haven't. But it's a little kludgy, I think, the whole idea of, you know, how in Silent Hill 2, the monsters are supposed to represent James's desires, like the nurses being sexy. Well, what if we did a kind of a thing like that, but it's supposed to represent the player's desires? So if the player is checking out the boobs and butts, that means the monsters are going to get sexy. It's not Harry. It's you, the player. You're the one who's getting analyzed. I can see it. It's a bit of a kludgy idea to actually implement, I think, especially when the choices you make generally are so superficial, such as, oh, I looked at that calendar. Oh, I looked at some beer. What's that? There's a poster of Hot Young Flesh 2 on the wall? Uh-oh, I looked at that. The monster's boobs are gonna get bigger now. So, I don't know. I feel like when I'm talking about this, I feel in certain ways something that I feel towards Lifeline. Now, Lifeline was a much, much more frustrating game to play. But I feel like the things I'm saying about Shattered Memories kind of comes out to... I can see what they were doing here. I can appreciate the idea and what they were trying to do, but I don't think the implementation really worked out. And that's kind of similar to what I was saying about Lifeline back when I played it. Like, yeah, I can understand it. It doesn't work so well, but I can get it. I feel like I'm kind of doing the same thing here. Well, that's a good thought to leave off with Shattered Memories, the lifeline of the Silent Hill franchise. Would I like to save my game? I do not need to, because we are done with Shattered Memories. I hope you enjoy these playthroughs of the Wii and the PSP versions. That's been it for Cheryl's session with the worst therapist in the world. She loves her daddy, regardless of whether or not he's real.